Hello and happy new Sims Kit Day. Today, 3 different kits came out. One was the Golden Years for like elderware. One was the kitchen clutter kit. And then they had the Restoration Workshop kit, which was the one that I thought looked pretty interesting. I'll be buying all of them, but I wanted to go in and explore the Restoration Workshop kit a little bit because when it was announced, I was kind of like unsure exactly what it was. When they actually initially first announced the kit a long time ago, back when they had the roadmap, I thought based on the picture, I kind of thought it was going to be a car kit, and it's funny because this is definitely a garage kit. I mean, 100%. This is a kit to decorate your Sims garage. So, here we are with Mr. Handy Manning. He will be helping us explore this kit, and I've actually completely messed up. I actually I spent like a whole hour recording this video, and then I realized I did not screen record. I only recorded the voice. So I am going to have to redo it, but I've already done some of the stuff, so like I'm gonna probably rebuy these. So this is the pre-made room that it comes with, and you can get it in like 3 different colors. I went with this one because I like the red shelving and all that, and the tool kit, stuff like that. I like the red because it reminds me most of an actual garage that would have like the big craftsman toolbox, like a mechanic's garage. My stepdad's a mechanic, and so this kit reminds me a lot of like his garage. So yeah, and I downloaded it, and then because I had little Mr. Handy Manning over here, I had to give him a little living area, so I just gave him like a shower and a toilet and somewhere to sleep. And I had also pointed out that if you needed more, because this item right here has this like pegboard backing, so this is what you would have in a garage if you needed to hang up your tools. This item here is very nice, the Tidy Tool Board, and it reminded me of the pegboard from the Comfy Gamer kit. So if you wanted more, I popped those up on the garage. Obviously I didn't do anything with them, but if you wanted to put more tools out here and stuff like that, you could do that for sure. I don't think there's any one thing that I don't think they really have is any tool clutter. This I love this bucket so much. I don't know why. I just think this is so cute. But let me go over here to kits and put Restoration Workshop. So these are the items it comes with. This little bucket chair, which is neat, comes in all these different colors, and they can just sit on it. You could also use it for decor, and then they have the workshop shelf, and the nice thing about this is it comes in like a pristine swatch, and then they also have one that's a little more worn and rugged. And I think that these pair up together really nice, like putting the pristine one next to the one that's worn and rugged, so it looks like they work at this one a little more. And as you can see, they have these over here in this room, and they did exactly that. They have this one's a little worn, where it looks like this is where he stands and does most of his work, and then this one's in better shape, more pristine, the paint's untouched. And everything comes in that worked with that swatch as well, so that's super cool. And then they have the matching tall shelf, same thing. They have the swatches that are the pristine ones, they have the ones that are a little bit dinged up, and then the Tidy Tool Board, which is this thing over here with the pegboard that I had mentioned. This one comes in a few swatches as well. Really nice, gives you a lot of variety. And then the Workshop Wonder Shelf. This is the like quintessential garage shelf over here that I really like. It has the spray paint and that kind of stuff. And then here is the Cluttered Tinker Table. And now this is really cool, but I wish that this was a drafting table. I wish that he could actually use this. This is just a clutter item. It is really neat though. And this is a great garage item. Like, it's very pretty. And then we have this the handy sim trolley, which is like a smaller Craftsman toolbox. Like my stepdad, who's a mechanic, he would have this smaller one over at his workstation when he's actually working on a car, and then the bigger Craftsman toolbox like this one, the really big one. This one would be off to the side on the wall that has other tools, but this would be his little trolley that he would use more regularly to be like fixing the car. And then I like these stackable storage tubs, and you can stack these on the shelves. You can stack them under the shelf over here, or you can also stack them on like the taller shelf, as you can see over here. That one wants to place through the shelf. Shouldn't be able to do that. And then this little metal utility sink, he is washing his hands in that right now. I love this little sink, and I think that this would be so cute for like the laundry area. If you had a garage and you wanted to put like your little laundry area in this corner over here or something instead, which I think would be more useful. I don't really use the for rent pack, especially the residential rental features, because it had the game breaking bugs, and I don't want to corrupt any of my saves. So I actually completely plowed all the residential rentals that came with it, and I don't build anymore. I don't play in those anymore. So I would probably get rid of this and put like my Sims washer and dryer out here. And then this garbage can does not come with this. I should actually get rid of this. I thought the oil drum trash cans look nice in the garage, but those ones come with, there's one with Lovestruck and there's one with Werewolves, I believe. There's not a trash can in this clutter kit. And then, this did not come with it either. I thought it made sense to have a cooler in the garage. And also, when I first set this down, none of this stuff worked. So you didn't have a refrigerator, you didn't have a stove. I'm going to have to replace it now. I had wanted to show you the skill build. And unfortunately, since I already recorded this once, I can't do that. Okay, so that is an interesting thing that I forgot. I wanted to mention another one. Once these are restored, you can't use the eyedropper to easily find these in the catalog. You can't clone these. It's kind of like the fabrication thing that you make. Once these are restored, you can't find them again in here. And also, whenever you put them down, you cannot put them, there's no swatch for like the finished refrigerator. You have to put it down, and then it'll, like when you're putting it down, it'll show you what it will look like once it's finished. But then once you place it, it's like this, and there is no swatch for like the finished one. The only way to make this work is to restore it. That's the only way you can have these. And once it is, as you can see, it costs me $500 to buy this refrigerator. And if I try to sell this refrigerator, it will also sell for $500. So you can't like sell them for more once it's fixed or anything like that. It's the same price both ways if you want to sell it. It looks like it didn't depreciate though. Usually that does. If you buy something and you go into live mode and then you sell it, it'll usually sell for a little less because of depreciation, but it doesn't look like it depreciates. But yeah, so that's interesting. And also another thing to note is that you cannot change the swatch once you put it down. So sometimes like I'll put stuff down and then I'll use the design tool to change the color. Nope, can't do that with this. You have to make sure you're putting down the swatch that you want to put down, the one you want to restore, and then you're good to go. This one's kind of cool. This one looks like those little classic Coca-Cola like Coke refrigerators. I like that. Okay, I actually, you know what? I was going to do the pink one, but I think I'm going to give him the classic red Coca-Cola one over here in the corner. So what I had originally wanted to do was, and what I did do is I wanted to show how quickly it built his skill. So he started out with no skills, and he made these two little garden pots out here on the new woodworking table. But other than that, all he did was he built the items. And I just realized I also have to get the counter because this does not come with all the items. Okay, hold on, let me move my counter over here. Okay, and so the two appliances that it does not have in this workshop, I wanted to show you all of the appliances that the pack comes with. So the restoration workshop, these two are in appliances, but you don't need to do anything. These come out of the box, like you place them and they're good to go. But these are the 4 items that you can restore. So there's a refrigerator, a stove, a microwave, and a coffee pot. And every single one of these items, if you're somebody who doesn't play with cheats and like you start with a starter home, these would be nice because you can get the broken down versions for quite a bit cheaper than other better appliances. And so and these ones perform better. So to show you, these are the items. So like you can see here, this one that came with Cottage Living, it's also $500. Food quality is 4, power efficiency 2, reliability 5. This one is functional off the grid though, and ours isn't. But the stats are a lot better. So it's got 8 food quality, 9 power efficiency, reliability is 8. So you can get a much better quality appliance for the same price. And like some of these even better refrigerators, like you can see this Country Charm one here, costs, 1,750 simoleons, and the stats aren't nearly as good as our restoration workshop one. So if you buy the broken down one and then you put in the work and you fix it up, you end up with a better quality refrigerator. Oh, our dude is running out of money. I completely forgot that I was playing in like this man's house and he doesn't have endless funds. Maybe we'll get a black coffee pot. I think I want to just do the red refrigerator. Oh, I didn't do the stove. Well, anyway. All right, let's get this guy going. And so I was going to tell you how it had worked. So with the handiness skill, it did build his skill pretty good. He got to level 5, and all he has done was he restored all 4 of these. So it looks like I'm going to have to, once you change, you can't just change the swatch on these, but he's going to have to redo them. But whenever he restored the refrigerator, the stove, the microwave, the coffee pot, and then he also built 2 of the garden pots, which also works on your handiness skill. And just doing all of those things, he got to level 5. I do have him in a small home. So it's like a tiny residential home. So that gives him a boost. He will build skills faster. So if you were playing on a normal lot with like an actual house attached, it probably wouldn't build skill that quickly. But there is his finished product. He has his nice finished little like Coca-Cola refrigerator. I love it. So I'm not going to have him redo all these. I already did this once, and our poor dude is going to be going to work here in a minute. Maybe when he gets back, I'll make him do it. But it's the same thing, and these are the only thing is these are very repetitive. So, like, there's one animation, and then he just kind of does that the whole time. So, yeah, he'll just do this until he gets it fixed. But right now, he needs to go to work. So, I'm going to let him go to work. But, yeah, so this is the kit. I was going to show you all the rest of the things. I don't think I went through everything that it came with. While he's at work, I can go ahead and hop in here. He can no longer afford all of it, but that's okay. We have all of it in our garage. Okay, so the show all. I went through some of this. That's right, I got to the sink and then I got distracted. Okay, and then they have a new woodworking table. This is like the third woodworking table we have, obviously, and this one's over here. I don't think I can afford to buy the other ones now. These are the other woodworking tables that we have. So this is the one that comes with base game. And this is a nice one. And also I think this one does match, like even if you wanted to use your classic base game one, this one goes with it really nice. And they have the like dirty swatches you can see over here. And then like the clean swatches. Obviously I like my beat up swatches, so I'm going to keep that one. But yeah, this is the basic one. I like how this one has like the lumber underneath and like the I like the little details on this one. This is the one that came with the artist kit. So this one is a lot different. You know, I feel like these ones are very much well themed to their pack. This one here, the new one, very much looks like a garage workbench. And this one here, like my dad had a workbench like this in his garage because he liked to do stuff like that. And then this one here with all the like paint and stuff, this one definitely looks more artisty. And then they had, these were the appliances, these were the water heater and the breaker box, which I didn't show, but I think is super neat. This is such a cool, realistic thing to have in like a basement or a garage. I really like that. Another thing that I love for the realism is this. So the sand, sawdust, and more. It's a rug, but it's like dirt spots and stuff that are on the ground. And I love this. Like you can put dirt, like sawdust over here by the woodworking table. And over here, there's like stains on the floor. And this is so realistic to me. Like my stepdad is, like, as I mentioned, he's a mechanic. And this is what his garage floor looks like. You know, if you were actually working in your garage and working on your, well, not, we don't have cars, but if you were actually working in your garage, you know, it would kind of look like that. And I think that if you are someone who builds like fake garages in your builds, this is probably a pretty must-have kit, to be honest. There is this little oscillating fan over here. I have one of these in my bedroom. And then the carpenter's caddy, that's the wood block thing over here. These very garage lights right here. And then the appliances. So that is all the items. And then this little box, these little boxes, these are kind of cool too. I like these for clutter. So I think this kit has a lot of great items, especially if you are somebody who is doing, like, if you build garages, if you build workshops, things like that. I'm not a big builder. I usually download from the gallery, but sometimes I will add on or customize things a little bit to my liking. And if I were doing a build, this is a very nice like garage decor build. So yeah, I just wanted to show you a little bit about what came in the kit, how it works. But I feel like there aren't as many ways to choose to build your handiness skill. Like the woodworking table is pretty much it. Other than that, you have to wait for your sink to break, your toilet to break, stuff like that. So for skill building, for handiness, this is like basically, you know, your garage / handiness skill building kit. So if you get the kit, I hope you enjoy it. If you are somebody who likes to build garages in your houses in The Sims, then this kit would probably be a really nice addition to your game. All right, until next time.